here with Midnight Movie Trash, and I'm doing another pickup video. And these are films that I've picked up that I have wanted to add to the collection, some that I needed to replace in my collection, as well as some first-time views that intrigued me. So, with that being said, the first one that was on the list was Slumber Party Massacre. One of my favorite slashers, and I had the original DVDs of all three parts, but when I had to, I call it the purge of the collection, all those titles went, and barely getting some of them back, and come to find out that part 2, part 3 are already out of print, and demanding a hellacious amount of money. So big regret selling both the DVD, and I believe I had 1 and 2 on VHS, but situation had to. So with all things in life, it can be replaced. Next one is also another replacement, American Mary. Now, if you have not seen American Mary, you're missing out. The Soska twins, amazing film. I believe this is their second film, and I've had the pleasure of meeting both of them, as well as Tristan Risk, back in 2017, and one of the coolest conversations I had with both Jen and Sylvia before the show even started. I was there as press, and they were walking the floor. It was at a hotel here in San Antonio, so they're walking the floor. Bumped into them, and I said hi to them, and they struck up a conversation right then and there in the middle of the convention floor. About an hour before it starts. And, we're talking and talking about American Mary and their films, and one of the cool things that they said, it was that they're fans above filmmakers. And talking with them and seeing them on social media, it's 100% true. And I believe it was Jen that said to me, he goes, she goes, obviously you guys are here and are doing something because you're here on the floor at this time. So she goes, one of these days I could be at a convention and I'm going to see you guys. I want to get your guys' signature, because we're fans of horror. And that was pretty cool that was able to talk to them on that level about film, about filmmaking, and all that stuff. And those are the really awesome moments that I've been able to have with Drop the Spotlight and doing media at these events. To get to talk to them, behind the, as we call it, the velvet rope. Behind the scenes. Get a little bit more access to them than the normal con goer. And I've been fortunate enough to have spoken with a lot of these horror icons and actors and actresses, and got into make some amazing memories. And till this day, none of them have let me down. So that was really cool to be able to talk with them both. And the entire convention, for the 3 days, I would see them, and I would stop by their table, talk with them, and they would call us over like, hey, how's it going? And we'd talk about the con, and had drinks and stuff like that at the after party with them, which was amazing. And too bad that convention is no longer a thing here in town, but it is what it is. And keeping with the twins, picked up their first film, Dead Hooker in the Trunk, and this was a first time watch for me. So you can see how far they came from this film to American Mary. But it's definitely a one to watch, and it was a fun one. And so, keeping with independent cinema, my friends over there, Sal at STX Media out of Corpus Christi, Texas, Deviant Behavior. And it is a pretty unique film. I'm happy to be friends with Sal and whatnot, so had to finally get a copy and support, because I did see this film back in 2017 at the Horrific Film Fest here in San Antonio, Texas, and was fortunate enough for Sal to hook me up with a cast signed poster of this that I still need to frame and find the spot for, because I got a lot of stuff that I need framed from him, as well as my friend Cynthia at No Sleep Films. Yeah, I got the Russian Doll poster signed and stuff like that I need to put up. But yeah, always love talking with independent filmmakers and you know, hearing their stories, because I myself am a aspiring filmmaker. So that's in the works. So yeah, got some stuff coming up next year, and yeah, I'm gonna finally take that dive into it and, you know, do it. And you know, it comes to a point where you just have to do it, because you gotta fuck the naysayers and just do it. So with that being said, the next film on my pickups was Queen of Blood, and this was a complete blind buy. I bought it because the cover looked cool as shit, and the movie, you know, there's no talking. The movie is worse than the Dollface film that I picked up from Dollar Tree in the previous video. But yeah. But with that being said, next couple of films are from AMP Films. You know, some Instagram friends of mine from California, and their first film I watched is Streets of Vengeance. I absolutely love this film. You know, it is a 80s throwback to the revenge films, like Savage Streets, Angel, you know, all that stuff. And it's got Ginger Lynn in it, who is an amazing person. With that being said, I picked up that one. And in one of my previous videos, y'all saw I picked up Slasherette Party. So with that being said, diving into Streets of Vengeance as well as Slasherette Party, I had to pick up their first film, Cinco de Mayo, which was it's a fun slasher, and it is El Maestro. You know, it's you know, it was a fun one. I enjoyed it, and I can tell how far they've come from this film to Streets of Vengeance, Slasherette Party, and looking forward to what they got coming up. You know, Angie and Paul, you know, they're filmmaking team, and you know, I absolutely enjoy their content. So Tubi has Streets of Vengeance if you haven't seen it, as well as Amazon Prime has Slasherette Party. So I highly recommend you go check it out and get your hands on copies. And speaking of copies, I picked up a VHS tape. And not only is it a VHS tape, it's a special edition of Slasherette Party. And it is signed by both Paul and Angie and the amazing Ginger Lynn. So yeah, you know, gotta love VHS tapes. So yeah, you know, I saw they posted on their Instagram that they were down to their, I think, last 2 or 3 copies of Ginger Lynn signed, as well as their last 4 of the cast signed. So, you know, I saw it 8 hours after they had posted it because I was at work. So I came home, sat down, and I'm like, oh shit. So I jumped on their SD shop and said they still had some available. So went ahead and ordered one, and was fortunate enough to get one signed by Ginger Lynn. And if it had been the cast one, I would have been stoked with that too. You know, it was just I just wanted to pick up a copy and, you know, support indie film and support those guys, because I'm really digging what they're doing. And You know, they're especially Streets of Vengeance. Their special features on it were awesome. You know, the whole behind the scenes and all that cool stuff they did. And as you know, as an aspiring filmmaker myself, I eat that shit up all day. You know, just to get an idea and get a feel for things. And yeah, like I said, if you haven't checked out any of their films, definitely check them out. Let me know what independent films you guys are into. You know, I'm also I need to get in my hands on a copy of Drew Maverick's film, Pool Party Massacre. I need to definitely get one, and I really shut the bed in Houston at the Houston Horror Film Fest. We're running around and totally missed the opportunity to sit and talk with him on camera, as well as pick up his film from him. It was you know, we were running around a lot in that film fest, and you know, we're looking forward to next year's, and you know, and I'm definitely looking forward to either, you know, ordering one off of his website, or hopefully I can see him in person, just get it from him in person. But yeah, that's another fun little slasher too, and that was on Tubi also, Pool Party Massacre. You know, with the absolutely amazing Leanna Vamp in it for a bit, and yeah, you know, independent cinema. You know, I'm looking forward to William Instone's Butcher's Bluff. You know, had a really awesome conversation with both William and Paige at the Houston Horror Film Fest, and you know, looking forward to Butcher's Bluff. I know William's on the home stretch of finishing up filming and the whole editing process, but looking forward to that. And you know, be sure to check them out, Butcher's Bluff, on social media, because that film looks amazing from what I've seen and what I've talked to William about. So definitely support indie film, support indie filmmakers, and let me know what you guys are watching independent wise, or what you guys have picked up. Until next time, see ya.